Welcome to the Business Spotlight podcast. My name is David Beeson. I am your host for today's conversation, and my guest today is Ivylee Sharp, the owner of All About Safety. We are about to talk about her business journey to business ownership, challenges, best practices, and share a peek of what it's really like to build and operate a business. Ivylee, welcome to the show, and thank you for being here today. I would
Thank
love for
you
you
for
to give us I would love for you to give us a little bit of background of who you are and tell us a little bit about your business as well.
Thank you for having me, David. My background is in commercial construction. Basically, I started actually framing houses in 1994. 1998, I joined the union and worked for some major contractors in the Puget Sound area. Um, and 25 plus years later, um, decided that I was going to start my own business and give back to the community also and other business owners. And my business, All About Safety, is a safety and health management service company. And so providing services for business owners that need help with their safety programs, whether it be, a simple JHA or, drafting documents for their accident prevention plan programs here in Washington State. A lot of employers don't know the requirements. I am a all-around, my business is providing these services for business owners in small or large. And I think that the area that we live in here in Seattle area doesn't have enough safety service management services. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, setting the stage for the audience and listeners, generally speaking, what does your current ownership structure look like? Are you sole founder and owner, outside investors, partner?
yes, I'm sole proprietor right now of my business. I invested my own personal assets into the business, and I got it up and running. It's been running since January of this year. Um, didn't really have enough finances left over for advertising, so it's a little slow right now, but the business is still up and running, and hopefully I will be able to get more clients.
Awesome. Awesome. So, I'm curious about your role in the business. When you look at it, how many hours do you spend working in the business, and how many, like the job itself, and how many do you work on strategy and planning, etc.?
Um, it depends on the client's needs. I have four divisions to my business. The first division is my field safety division. The second division is my training division for training OSHA 10, OSHA 30, or any construction related classes. And then I have a graphic design division and also a when I get going a little bit stronger, then I will be starting my tool or safety equipment rental business. So as the fourth division.
Awesome. Awesome.
And so I spend time organizing, planning, getting me documents ready, providing sample documents on my website, things like that, reaching out to local contractors, things like that. Spend about at least 40 hours a week on organizing and getting everything up to speed.
Awesome. Well, why did you choose to go into business for yourself as opposed to choosing to work for someone else? And what was the transition like for you?
So I've been working for other employers basically, obviously, my whole life, but I wanted to be able to give back to the business owners and communities that need help with their safety program. And then, I have a lot to offer, being my 25 plus years working construction in the field, hands on, and also knowing how to manage and provide services for business owners that need, they might have compliance issues or they might have, you know, safety culture problems, or they might need safety audits, inspections, maybe toolbox meetings, things like that, and give them the support that they need. I am very knowledgeable and expertise in working with compliance for DOSH, labor and industries for Washington State, also Oregon. The last two companies I worked for, they had gotten a little hot water. And so I wound up learning a lot working with the compliance department of the L&I and writing mitigation plans and working with project management teams and becoming very aware of how important it is to have safety on for business owners and for employees. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that makes a ton of sense. So who primarily does your business serve? If I were in the audience, how would I know I was a good fit for your product or service?
Um, so we're very reasonably priced. My services are reasonably priced. I have different, obviously different types of services for training. Everything is managed. It's not so expensive that potential clients would like, oh, that's too much, and they get more than their money's worth working with me. And so, whatever they need, I can provide. And that's, I think, important. And a lot of services that are provided as far as safety management are kind of expensive. And a lot of these smaller companies can't afford that. And so by me providing a lower cost for my services, I think that that really says a lot.
Gotcha, gotcha. What is one thing you wish more people knew about your business?
That we have the different divisions for training and field safety, and also the graphic design department, which allows me to, while drafting documents coinciding with the business's logos and making sure everything matches the documents and is easy to read, trying to keep it at a level where, smaller business new owners like myself can understand, and bringing the awareness and, discussing you know, the, the trips and the hazards and just walking through the potential requirements for Washington State because it's a lot.
Yeah. So I know before we started the actual interview, you talked a little bit about how advertisement hasn't been the easiest for you and marketing hasn't been there all the way. So I'm curious, what is your goals with the advertising and the marketing? What is some different avenues that you kind of want to take?
Just having a wider scale of, marketing for my company. Currently, handing out flyers and connecting with the community is great, but it needs a little bit more of a larger scale. My business is located in Everett, Washington, on Hewitt Avenue, right downtown, and it's in a prime location. But I wasn't able to make enough connections, even putting up flyers and talking to business owners to gain that, you know, the the wider version of the marketing that I needed. So um, I tried to use my Facebook platform and also my LinkedIn platform and things like that to advertise, but it's strictly frowned upon unless you pay for business services through Facebook or Google or, or LinkedIn and things like that. You get kind of in trouble for trying to, advertise your business on their platforms. So um,
Really? I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
crazy.
and in a lot of cases, and they want you to, pay. It all costs, money to have the services, to be able to market yourself on the business on those platforms. So, and, having, even though my business is listed on Google Maps and I have my website on there and ways to communicate, that all costs money also. So, and then learning the platforms itself is a little bit of a hurdle for me, even though I'm pretty technologically equipped, but the platforms are pretty, they're, if you're a person that works on the platforms a lot, then you would know how to get through the sites and get what you need. But if you don't have that knowledge, you have to kind of teach yourself. So um, Like for example, Google Maps and work with Google, you have to pay for services for workspace for Google. You have to pay for, if you're selling things online, then you need to pay for, the subscription or that type of service also, so that you have to have a merchant account through Google also. So and just you can't use your personal phone number. You have things like
Yeah.
that you have to get for WhatsApp for business. That's another platform that you have to learn and then manage. And then I have office phones and office systems set up that have to coincide with that type of communication and things like that. So it's a little challenging.
Yeah. What approach have you taken to tracking your leads? Do you have a spreadsheet that you use? Is it mostly just writing it down, CRM, anything like that?
Excuse me, one more time.
What approach do you have to tracking your leads? Is it a CRM? Is it a spreadsheet, writing them down?
All that I have management system for my computers. Yeah, and so it helps me, kind of gets me to be able to make updates, call potential clients and see, how they're doing, if they needed any services to provide, and, just trying to use all my advantages, Google Calendar. There's a lot of platforms you can use, but just the basics for now till I get, a little bit more business. So
Gotcha. So moving from marketing to sales, what does your sales process look like? If I were to refer someone over to you, what can they expect to experience as you guide them on to choose to do business with you?
I tell them about the company, what services that we provide, our training division, our field safety division, and graphic design and things like that. Tell them some prices and let them know, that even though they may buy, a 10 document packet for JHAs or their safety plan or their program or things like that, that I'm still going to be supportive for them, right? I'm still going to be representing them with their, you know, in, their contractors or clients, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to be there for them. I'm not just going to say, okay, here's your documents or here's your service, and that be it. I'm always want to be there for them if they need help in any sort of way, if they don't understand something, walking them through the pitfalls and things like that that could get them in trouble for compliance issues. So I'm always going to be there for them. Once they sign on with me, it's unless they don't want me to help them or whatever, but either I'm not going to charge them by the hour if they call me. I'm not going to charge them for consultations for and the first consultation's free. So it's no, kind of a no brainer right there. So I think it's
Yeah.
important that you still be supportive of your clients and business owners that come to you for services.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you're ready, I think we'll transition to a couple rapid fire questions.
Okay.
What is the key to success for you?
The key to success for me is being able to have my work life and my home life, my spare time life, kind of sync together in a way that I can balance them, right? Because all work and not having any time for yourself or breaks in performance is sometimes a struggle. So I think for me that'd be the ultimate way to be able to say you're successful, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Kind of
What
balance
is
all that out, just a home life, want to enjoy yourself too. And, so I think it's important that and involving your family, being able to be there for your family also. So,
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. What is one piece of advice you have for other business owners?
um, don't forget where you came from, what you had to do to get your business, all the steps you had to take, and don't get so high up that you forget. I've been an employee before, and I see a lot of upper management and business owners where they kind of forget what they where they came from and what they had to go through in regards to dealing with employees or clients and things like that. And I'm not saying they're snobby or snooty, but I just think they're disconnected in some ways from the employees, and because they're such high upper management that they kind of forget. Some of them are very personable, just things like that. So that'd be my advice.
Yeah. What is a good book or podcast you're reading or listening to right now?
this one. um, I spend a lot of time in spirituality, working on my spirituality, being connected to the collective on a larger scale so that, we're just frequencies, right? We're frequencies and vibrations and that we're all here together. So,
Gotcha. Well, this is kind of a fun question. If you had a little bit of magic dust and you could choose one spot to sprinkle it on and everything would be perfect, what part of your business would you do it to and why?
um, just becoming successful is a struggle sometimes, and I just think that it'd be magical if all my divisions were up and running and everything was syncing together and obviously making it profitable also, and developing those relationships with clients and other business owners. I think that'd be awesome.
Awesome. Well, before we get to the final question of the day, would you like to share with the audience how they can follow you, learn more, contact you?
Yes, so my business is located in Everett, as I mentioned, on Hewitt Avenue. My website, if you Google my business, All About Safety in Everett, you'll find my business location, and also my website's there, which you can contact me and correspond with me through my website. You can book a meeting with me yourself on my calendar. It's there for anybody that wants to consult or get advice or look for help with their businesses. So, um, uh, and yeah, and phone number is 206-529-5150.
Awesome. Well, we come to the final question of the day, and that is, what is most inspiring to you today?
Um, I would say people actually taking the time, like I mentioned before, people that give back to the community or society in a way, being active with diverse individuals. Like I do a lot of community work. R3 Community Services provides. I volunteer my time to. There might be people coming, I know that are looking for a trade to get into, which they don't have any safety knowledge, and so providing just basic safety training for individuals that want to get into the trades, so that they can, take care of their families and have a good career. So
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. Well, this was a great conversation. I really enjoyed getting to hear your story, so thank you for sharing. Also, I just want to encourage all of you watching to save the show and come back and watch it again because Ivylee really did have some great insights for business. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so that way you get notifications every time a new conversation drops just like this one. Thanks to everyone who joined us today, and a special thanks to you, Ivylee, for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
thank you, David.
And I will see y'all in the next episode.